and staking out the battlefield seed before we go in. Pass the mic to a killer, he get the slaying. I'm Kakarot, all of my bros is Super Saiyan. We stacking blocks, protect the basket, you in the playing. We at the Mecca, hit the game winning shot like I'm Jalen. Manifesting energies, praying for my enemies. Taking vacays in the keys, working on our synergy. Changing up my wardrobe, never my identity. Smoke until I got a little buzz till infinity. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Garden Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with the cousin, Rick the Ruler. Right now, we might have more joining us. We'll see what happens. But what's going on, cuz? How you been, man?
I've been all right, man. Just been busy. You know how the holidays are and all that. So I'm glad to be back.
Good. How's the family doing? How's the fam?
Yeah, everybody's good, man. Everybody's in good health. Kids are happy. They got everything they wanted for Christmas. So the wife's happy because the kids are happy. So I'm good.
I know the vibes, man. Honestly, it was a good holiday for the kids too. They got most of the stuff that they wanted. Of course, there's always one thing that they're like, well, I thought I was gonna get. I'm like, all right, see, relax.
Well, my kids, they got everything they asked for, and then after they got everything, they're like, hey, you know what else? And I'm just like, yo, it's over, man. What you mean? What else? Now you got to work for it. Get them grades, man.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I was just talking to my son the other day. I'm like, listen, you got everything you wanted for Christmas because you put that hard in work prior to.
There you go.
The work don't stop. You got to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it moving. But yeah, man, it was a good holiday season. We were brought in the year, right? It was pretty warm down here. I don't know about y'all. I know it was a little bit cold up there.
No, it wasn't bad actually. It didn't get bad until a little bit after we had a couple of snowfalls, but even then, the weather was nice. Like I wore a hoodie outside to shovel, so it wasn't too bad.
Okay. A hoodie outside the shovel. That's crazy. That's wild. Shout out to the chat. He's a Rick the
Measure and tape rule. I'm good, man. Thanks for asking.
Shout out to you, Ra. My guy Raul. Yeah, man. So it's been a lot that we missed within the past week. There's a lot going on last 8 days since we did our show. We had a nice little 4-game losing streak that was treacherous. You know what I mean? Of course, Josh Hart was out that whole time. This team looks completely different when he's not there, man. Like it's crazy. It's almost night and day. I don't want to say that without Josh Hart we lose, but a lot of our identity is tied into what Josh Hart brings to this team. So
yeah.
Personally, I was glad to see him back last game. But let's talk about those games, the last 3 games. We're gonna go into the Clippers game, then the Phoenix game, and then finish up with the Portland game. Yeah, Phoenix game. Yeah. So the Clippers game, it was a pretty good game. It was I think we lost to Detroit the game before. So we kind of turned it around and
we got destroyed by Detroit.
Yeah, I was hoping we didn't have to talk about that one. Trying to avoid that loss.
Get that one, but you know what? I'm glad we lost the way we did, and people was like, "Why?" And I said because now Detroit is going to think that they got our number. There's no tape for them to review. That's going to do exactly what they did, but we got tape to review, and we can look at what they were doing in order to score, and I think that puts us at an advantage. So. If they stay at number 1, we stay at number 2. We really don't, and everything goes according to the numbers. We really don't have to face them until the conference finals, and that's where everything is gonna come into play. So that's my little spin on a terrible situation. Yeah,
right. The Detroit situation. I mean, we still got to play them 3 more times this year. You know what I mean? So, is it 3 more times? Actually, now I think about
that many.
Because I think we got to play them 4 times.
We played them. That was the first time we played them, though?
I think that was the first time we played them.
Yikes.
This season. I think we played them during the Friday, July. That was in. Oh, wow. Well, okay, hold on. October. I think we did play them in the preseason. Did we? I don't think so. No, we didn't play them in the preseason. So yeah, so that was the only game we played them so far.
Damn.
So
Alright,
we got
back.
we got some games. We got some games against them. I think we play them again the next time, February 6th, it says. Then again, February 19th. And is there one more? There is not one more. So it's only two more times this year. So
Okay.
6th and the 15th
February
of
19th,
February.
we're gonna win. The next time we're gonna lose, and the 19th we're gonna win. That's my prediction, just based off of
Mm-hmm.
how I think things are gonna play out.
Okay.
Don't ask me
I'm
why.
I'm not mad at that because the Knicks like to go through their ebbs and flows of things, which is very frustrating to watch. Um, my spin on it, I think I knew they wouldn't come out with a head full of steam based off of how they played our last interaction, which was during the playoffs. And Jalen Brunson hit that cold shot over them to send them home.
Mm-hmm.
They were missing Beef Stew, Isaiah Stewart. I'm I pretty much knew that they were going to try to come out and punk us. That's kind of what Isaiah Stewart was saying prior to. He was saying that if I was there, it would have been a different series, which that's arguable. You know what I mean? He has a good point. Like they would have played Cat a little bit different. There was a game that Cat had, he went off, and you could say that if Beef Stew was there, that he would have had a little bit more of an effect on how Cat was playing based off of what we saw. But like you said, I think that was the tape. They probably feel like they have our number now, and that's what we want them. We want them right there. We want them to feel like they got it. We were going through, honestly, we were already going through a losing streak before playing them. We were already down. The team, the morale wasn't high. We weren't 100%. Josh was still out. I'm not sure if Deuce was there that game. But yeah, Josh was still out. Cat is a little bit up and down. I don't know what's going on with Cat. But we'll talk about that later. But I think they feel like based off that game, they have our number. And if you look at it, there were times in that game where I'm like, wow, like these guys really, they got us. They got us. You know what I mean?
They had a chip.
They had, they had a chip on their shoulders. But like I said, I knew they would come out and play that way. They're not a bad team. They're number one in the Eastern Conference. So, they're on a roll. So it was kind of expected from me for them to have a game like that. But I do feel like the next time we play them, it'll be a little bit different. Or the next couple times we play them. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Shout out to the chat, my guy, Carbon Intellect. What's going on, Izzy? You're my guy. He said peace and abundance to Apollo and Rick. Appreciate you, my guy. Peace and abundance to you as well. So let's talk about this Clippers game. I think that was in the Garden. Was it? I think that was in the Garden, wasn't it? I believe so.
I don't remember, but
I don't remember. Yes, it was. Yes. It was in the Garden. I guess.
I mean, I didn't watch the first half. I wasn't home, but when I did get home, I was looking at the score as I was traveling or whatever. And I told myself, I was just like, they're still gonna win this game. So I don't know why they're doing this.
Right.
And in the fourth quarter, they pull it together, which I'm expecting. So
which
when they
it's been a trend. It's been a trend.
Yeah.
They only play basketball in the fourth quarter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of upset me about the Phoenix game, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get into that Phoenix game as well. Looks like we got somebody backstage. I don't know if he's ready. He was ready. I'll wait. He's there. I'll wait. And it looks like he's there. What's going on, cousin?
What's good?
How you
What's
doing,
good?
family?
Everything's good. What's good, Rick? How you doing, family?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm alive.
That's good.
Here.
So you're alive. Good. Family good. You got nephew back and then all that in the crib.
Yeah, fucked my finger up today. So
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it's the guy, the work guys who work with tools and all that. We always got a new little nick and knack somewhere on us. How you been?
How y'all doing though? How y'all doing?
We good. We good. We've been we've been here, man. You know, just waiting for you to pop on with us before we started talking. You know, I had to try to, tame the waters a little bit, but everybody's good. We are good. The chat is here. Shout out to the chat. Fritz.
I'm just letting everybody know in the chat right now. I can't see nothing. I don't got nothing set up to see nothing. So if my reaction is delayed, just I'm sorry.
It's all good. I'll put it on the screen and you know if it's important enough. But shout out to you, Fritz, the moderator of all moderators, my guy. Rod said, "Oh, Snap Tune Lagoon was good. What's going on?
It was goody.
You know what I mean? They got some love for you. Carbon said was popping tunes.
Was good, everybody. Was good. Peace and love to everybody. I hope everyone's doing good. Hope everybody's blessed. Hope 2025 2026 is being right for you.
Come on now. We ain't living in the past now. Come on.
No, it's crazy. I feel like I'm getting old and you about to turn 47 next week.
Oh my goodness.
The unnecessary target and trade that I just caught because your ass is getting old. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
You're gonna end up backstage now.
All right. Look, before we get on topic, speaking of old, so I told you we took the family to AC this weekend.
Yeah.
I took the boys down this water slide. So Deuce got it down. He went down his first big water slide by himself. So I'm very proud of him.
Mm-hmm.
I go down after them. When I tell you I felt my age and older, I got a Charlie horse. I got a lower back injury on the water slide, bro. I was going because we tall, so I'm not trying to have my feet dragging on the slide because I don't want to get it nicked on anything, and I'm not trying to have my feet hitting the top of the slide. So I'm trying to keep it at a mid-level, up in the air. I caught a cramp midway. My lower back started tweaking. I was fucked. Oh, pardon my language.
Why are you holding your legs up?
Because I don't, I like it. So the water slide, it was like you lay on your stomach, pause. So you it's like this little sled thing that you laying on.
Oh, okay.
So I don't want my feet dragging behind me, and the slide's got gaps in between, so I don't want my toes to hit that and then mess my toe up, and I don't want to have my feet too high up because now I'll be dragging on the ceiling. The same thing. So I'm keeping it up at an angle. Oh my God.
Yeah. Time to pack it up. It's time to pack it up. Yeah.
You're gonna be the dad that records. Yeah, good job.
Yeah. I got you. It's all good. Like Carbon said, you gotta stay hydrated too.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
crazy.
You gotta drink your water, drink your coconut water you always telling me about. Now you got back pains. What's going on with you?
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
It's insane. But what's not getting old is us talking about these bum ass niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Hold up. You're not gonna put bum. Because this is my last hope of sports right now. All right, because you know what I'm saying. We're not gonna talk about my only final team.
Nah, I'm just. Listen, man. I'm here. You know me, man. I'm here forever. I'm here forever. I ain't got nowhere to go. Shout out to the chat, Steve. Oh, what up, Steve? First time though. What's going on, Steve?
What's good?
Oh, you made it. Nice.
Yeah. Ross said, bro, when you got to do all that to slide, it's time to hang up the slide. It's time to hang it up. It's time to hang it up.
I'm telling you, my wife was like, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I don't know.
What's not wrong?
Say age. What's wrong with you? Just say age." First say he not an old the dad holding the purchase. First of all, that been me since I was 21, bro. I ain't getting no rides. Already know me. I don't do rides. I'm not a ride person. I don't. Water slides though. I'm the water park king. You know what I'm saying? Water park king. But when it comes to those roller coasters, man, y'all got it. You good?
Yeah, I'm done with them roller coasters, man.
Yeah.
I went on King the Car. I said, I think I'm done. We both looked at each other. We were like,
you didn't feel like risking your life no more, right?
Yeah,
it's
done, man. I think they shut that ride down now. So
yeah, they clipped that early last year. They clipped it.
I think somebody died because of chewing gum or something like that while he was on it.
Wait, what?
Something like that. I think a guy choked on his gum or something like that while he was on.
I could see that.
I feel like I heard that. I want to make sure I'm 100%.
That's wild.
I would believe it. My eyelids flipped backwards, so I was just like, "Yo, this ride is crazy." Not literally, but that's how I felt. Like we was going so fast.
That's wild. Yeah, man. I'm cool. Only roller coaster I'm dealing with is the little bit of roller coasters that has been going on during this Knicks season, and I'd rather deal with those
Got a
coasters.
segue king, man. That was
Yeah.
You
two
know
in
what
a
I'm saying?
row.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know, I've been doing this for a little while now. I gotta
Yeah.
sharpen up.
Imagine going to the afterlife and telling your ancestors you died because you choked on gum.
Chewing gum.
Ancestors been like they didn't have all that going on when I was there. I don't know what started going on when you.
We died of wars and fighting battles, and you come up here dying on gum. Man, get your
They
punk
probably,
ass out of
he
here.
was like, "What's chewing gum?"
Exactly. They'd been like, so you
What was
chewed
that?
it and you didn't have to eat it?
Word, like it's interesting. Anyway, all
Yes.
right, let's do
Let's
this.
see. Let's see.
Let's do this. So
I thought there was gonna be a segue. All right.
no. I ran out. I ran out of them. I'm all out of segues.
No. You the Segway king.
No. I got him. But we gonna clip that conversation now.
We talk about
As
Clippers,
far,
right?
as far as the Clippers go, it was the first game in a while that we started to see the guys get back to what we know them to do. You know what I mean? I think we had 6 guys in double figures that game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these guys were in double figures. We had Cat had a pretty good game. She was 6 of 18, 0 for 4 from the 3-point line, but 8 for 10 from the free throw line. He had 20, 11, and 7. That was, one of the first games that we've seen him. I think it was a season high, or was it a career high in assists? I feel like it was
I think it was season high. I think
Season
his
high.
career high like 8 or 9.
Okay, yeah. So it was his season high, 7 assists, 20 points, 11 rebounds. He got back into form a little bit more from what we were seeing prior to, especially the game before that versus Detroit, where he kind of got pushed around. And I think he had 6 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist that game. Terrible. So yeah, he had to come back with a double-double, almost a triple-double that game. Which is what I wanted to see. Unfortunately for me, I like to spoil all of these things in my own head. The moment I see him have a good game, I'm like, who did he play against? You know what I'm saying? Because I always have that question. Whenever Cat has these games where he starts to go crazy, you got to look at the other lineup. So, and from what I remember last time we played the Clippers, he had a pretty good game. So I'm looking, I'm like, who's he playing? Oh, Ibaka Zubac, Brook Lopez. All right, cool. I figured, he didn't have the guys that really could put him
challenges.
Who challenged him. But I'm not taking that from him. I just noticed a trend where he takes advantage of there not being someone to guard him. As he should, right? Which is why I can't fault him for that. That's what he's supposed to do. These are the games you're supposed to actually come out and play better. So just Cat played well, OG as well. I think OG only had 5 points the game before versus Detroit. McCall played a little bit better that game. He had 15, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Of course, Brunson 9 for 12. He usually responds well after a loss, especially a bad loss like the Detroit game, where he didn't have any assists, which was something that everybody talked about. Yeah, it was a lot going on that game. Guys weren't getting to their spots. They really made JB work for it. They took Cat out of the game mentally, physically. They even said that their goal was to
take him out the game.
Was to take him out of the game, get him frustrated, get him flailing and drawing offensive fouls. That was their plan, and it worked. So to see them as a team get together and have a better game. Like I said, Brunson 9 for 12 this game, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, 26 points. Deuce got going first half. He was lighting it up from 3. Kind of cooled off in the second half. But what did you guys remember, at least? Because I know we're dating ourselves a couple of days back. What do you remember, Rick, from the Clippers game that stood out to you?
Well, I wanted to mention also, it wasn't the Clippers game, but it was the Pistons game that you had sent a stat that showed that they had, what was it, 30 or 35 less passes in that game than usual.
I think it was 70.
It was 70.
Yeah, I think
worse.
they had
So
225 passes, and they normally average around 290.
yeah, and I that was eye opening, and then I
Mhm.
said, okay, they're definitely going to respond, and they're going to increase that, and that's what they did in the Clippers game. So that was something that I was looking for. I was looking for the assist, and Jalen, like you said, he got it all the way up,
Mhm.
and you saw what it did. They came away with the victory. So
Yeah.
that was one thing that I was looking for during that
Mhm.
game.
That's good. That's good. That's for sure, because they definitely weren't playing like they liked each other during that Pistons game. It was kind of weird. Tune, talk to me. What you feel about that? The Pistons game and lead into a little bit more of the Clippers game as well.
Well, the Pistons game, I don't even want to talk about that because the fact that Karl Anthony Towns had more turnovers than field goal percentage, field goals made is just it's crazy to me.
Crazy.
So the Pistons game, just that whole game going into it, it was annoying because they're coming off a back to back, and we're coming off of having a little bit of rest, and they played like they was just fresh out the gate, like just on point. And I get it, like your adrenaline pumping, and then this is also the team that sent you home last year. But it's
Mhm.
like it's unacceptable. Not to mention they didn't have Duran. So Cat, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You letting Paul Reed and these other cats do
Isaiah
you
Stewart.
dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like Isaiah Stewart, like Isaiah Stewart, don't get me wrong, he's a tough defender, and I would love to have a player like him on the Knicks. But it's like, bruh, you tower over him. He's damn near he's 2 inches taller than me. He's no, I'm lying. He's like 6'7", 6'8". But still, you 7 feet tall.
Regardless. Yeah.
Regardless, you tower over him, bro. Like, how are you allowing this dude? And you weigh more than him. You know what I'm saying? How are you allowing him to do you like that? Pause. But the Clippers game, what I loved the most was how Cat and Mitch was like feeding off each other.
Yeah.
You know, the lob to Mitch, you know, from Cat, you know, like that type of stuff. Like that's the type of stuff that I would want, that we all would want from our team, like our two centers, like pretty much, because Cat's a power forward center, but that's what you want to see. Mitch, we already know Mitch can't shoot, even though I'm, you know, I'm a leader of the, you know, let Mitch shoot club, but that's neither here or there. Since you know you can pass the ball, why not play inside and then work your way out? But when you're inside, feed Mitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't have, you know, you don't have to let the guards, you know, and the wings do that. You can do that, bro. And you showed and proved to us that you can do that. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful passes. It was beautiful in and out movement. You know what I'm saying? Pause. So it was like, but yeah, that's I'm not gonna go on a whole tangent about it.
Wow. You called me with the in and out movement. I didn't hear anything after that.
I saw your eyebrows go up. You're like,
I looked okay now.
I said pause. I said pause.
Watch out now. Nah, but yeah, man, it was frustrating to watch Cat do what he did during the Pistons game, but it was also good to see him get. So like I'm the kind of person I like to give credit where it's due, especially if I'm a get on you when you know when you're not playing good. I gotta even it out. Unfortunately, I have to play that game a lot with Cat. You know what I'm saying? There's always a me talking about what he should be doing better, and then he plays better, so now I gotta give him praise. But then it's like he goes right back to what he does, you know. So it's frustrating to watch, but it was like I said, it was good to see him do it against a good team, a team that's been rolling. The Clippers, I think were like, I forgot how many games they won in a row, but they were actually playing a lot better than I thought they were. I think that was Kawhi's 19th straight game, I believe, something like that. So they're actually starting to play more consistently because he's playing basketball for once. You know what I mean? It's something that we haven't seen in a long time. Since he's won a championship, basically. So, you know, I think that you know, it was good to see them turn it around and have a good game against a good team, because you know that's basically what they're supposed to do. I'm actually not sure if we played them at home or if we played them. No, I think we played them. I think it was an away game.
who?
The Clippers?
Clippers,
Yeah.
we were home.
We were home. Yeah.
We were home there. Okay.
Yeah,
We were home. Yeah. And then we went to Phoenix after that. And what a game that was. It was a lot of ups and downs that game. It was frustrating because,
to say the least,
when you let a guy like Royce O'Neal, who Joe on his show has already mentioned, just gets under Jalen Brunson's skin. He does not like that dude ever since he was in Dallas. When you let a guy like Royce O'Neal hit 4 threes, those are the only shots he took. He was 4 for 6 from the floor, and he was 4 for 6 from 3. Those are the only shots he took. When you let him consistently, first half, I don't think he scored any points. Second half, he comes out, he hits 4 threes. If I'm an NBA player, I had 12 points.
Clutch threes.
Yeah, clutch threes. Like if like I said, if I'm an NBA player and I got 12 points, I don't care when I got those points. I had a pretty good game. You know what I mean? So when you're shooting 4 for 6 from the 3-point line, and the thing that bothers me is when I see guys who don't normally shoot that well from the 3-point line shoot that well, to me, I know why. And it's because they know we're not a good 3-point defending team.
It's not even that though. It's because like you can't even like say that like with his threes, he was shooting like from the logo. He was like,
but the thing about that is he knew he could do that because no one was guarding him. He knew he would have all the space in the world, bro. At this point, NBA players are shooting from 2-3 feet behind the line in practice. Like that's just a normal shot for them. You know what I mean? So when you let a guy get comfortable from that distance, you're gonna have a game where he's like, all right, once he sees one going, that's it. He's gonna keep shooting them. And that's exactly what he did. And he hit a lot of big shots. And then that just added on to what Devin Booker was doing. He hit a lot of big shots. Even Dylan Brooks in the first half hit a lot of big shots. It's just guys who, and you know, people looking for the Colin Gillespie's and the Grayson Allens to have a good game and the Jordan Goodwins. But at the end of the day, it ends up being guys like Royce O'Neal and Dylan Brooks who you never expect. And that's usually how it goes for us. And that frustrates me because I don't know how long we're going to be a bad 3-point defending team. Like it's something, even the games that we win, we let guys shoot threes. Like we're protecting the paint way more than we're protecting the 3-point line in the league where guys are shooting threes way more than they're shooting at the basket. So at this point, it bothers me when I see it happen. We kept the game pretty close. I think what was the final score? I think it was only a 5-point loss.
The score was 107, 112. Yeah, 5 points.
Oh, yeah. So it wasn't like a terrible game like the Pistons game. No. I do think that a lot of it had to do with them being on the road. They're not a good road team. They were 7-9 going in that game and ended up 7-10. They just, I don't know what it is this year with this team. They just have not played well on the road. But you know, they like I said, Deuce had a pretty good game. He had 17 points. Jalen had 27. Cat had 15 and 12, 5 assists. It was pretty good game. It's just there were certain defensive assignments, and that's the thing about this team that coach says all the time. We can score with the best of them. We got to defend, you know, and that's just it. We have to defend, and that's pretty much the issue we had there. So Toon, talk to me about what you saw during that Phoenix game.
I saw a lot of biasness going on because there was a lot of calls that were called against us, but weren't called against the Suns. Like for instance, who was it? Jalen Brunson got called for the offensive foul for the bump off, right? But then Grayson Allen comes down, does the same exact thing. And they don't call nothing. Fast forward, Jordan Clarkson's playing defense. They call a reach-in foul. No, they call a body foul, body-to-body contact foul. Grayson Allen does the same thing to Jalen Brunson and pushes him, literally pushes him with his hands and his pelvis. Pause. And literally bounces off of Jalen, and they don't call nothing. Ref's standing right there watching it. Don't call nothing. And then Jalen turns the ball over because he's getting pushed. Grayson Allen jumps on the ball. Then they call a foul on Jordan Clarkson. When Jordan Clarkson's jumping for the ball, you're allowed to jump and hover over a player and go for the ball. As long as you're going for the ball, they call a foul.
I didn't understand that one either.
Terrible,
you're right.
Terrible officiating.
That's what made us begin losing that game right there. And that's the type of stuff that I don't get. Like, if you're gonna call a game, call it fair and call it even, because that's the type of stuff that I like. If it was the younger me and I was in the crowd, I want to go punch the ref in the face because that's not fair. And I'm being dead serious. I'm not just saying that. I'm being 100% serious. Like my wife
I'm
looks at me like I'm crazy.
I'm
Like
I'm not sure if only the younger you would have done that, honestly.
it's just it baffles my mind because it's
Yeah,
like, bruh,
I
how are
never
you
understand
calling?
that. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? How are you calling fouls against one person and then the next person does it right in your face and you're just like,
Nothing happened.
yeah.
Yeah. It was
We're letting
frustrating.
them play. But can I say that in that fourth quarter, in those last, I would say 3 minutes, maybe even 2.5, that Phoenix just wanted it more.
Yeah.
Like the the inbound deflection from Jalen to Bridges, I think it was. And Bridges was like allowing the ball to roll out of bounds, and then Grayson Allen just reached around him
The
and then
hell was
threw it off him.
that?
What are you doing? What are you doing? Y'all needed that play. And then he got his team the ball back. And then they scored, and then they pulled away. And
They wanted it more.
yeah, they wanted it more that game. And I just attribute the loss to that, because at first it felt like, all right, this is where we're gonna come back. And they did. They closed the gap, they tied the game, and it was in reaching distance
but
to
if
win.
you notice, Rick, that's when all that
Yeah.
fugazi was
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on
yeah.
with Grayson Allen.
Nah,
For sure.
it wasn't even just then.
I mean,
The
yes,
whole
throughout the
game.
game. Throughout the
Yeah.
whole
No,
game,
no,
yes.
throughout the whole game,
But
but there
but
was a
in
lot
that
of stuff
moment,
going
yeah,
on.
in that
Yeah.
moment, I felt like that should have been a jump ball or something. But I didn't understand the call. I thought when they reviewed it, they were going to reverse it, but no, they were like, nope, it's a foul.
Yeah, and that was the thing that bothered me that game. And I typically I don't like blaming the refs for a loss because I always like to say you have to play well enough to not make the refs a factor. And I believe
Mhm.
that to be true every game. Especially for a team that's supposed to be a deep playoff team. You're supposed to be able to withstand that kind of pressure. And just play better, like no matter what the refs are doing. So I'm always gonna stand on that hill. But that game was atrocious from beginning to end.
Yeah, it wasn't
Um,
good.
you allowed them to get into rhythm every single time. There was some plays, and I'm sitting there watching the game with my wife, and she's never seen me like get this upset at a game. Cause I'm sitting there watching, and I'm like, yo, literally for the 3 straight plays that they got the ball, there was a whistle.
Mhm.
Every single time they got the ball, there was a whistle. And then they would go on the other end and it would be the same contact and there'd be no whistle. So I'm like, what is going on here? Like that to me is a sign that these guys kind of wanted it to go a certain way.
Mhm.
Um, I think they were on some kind of streak. They were playing well. But regardless, they were at the free throw line all game. Let me look at let's see how many free
Yeah,
throws they took that
it's,
game.
it's almost like the league wanted them to be a better team than they actually were.
Right. Which and this is the thing that bothers me is because shout out to my boy Jelani because we've noticed this. The league the refs start to do this thing where they let a team. They're really strategic. They'll call a lot of fouls for one team in the first half, let them get in the rhythm, let them build the lead, and then they'll call the fouls for the other team in the second half just to even up the numbers. So when you look at the numbers at the end of the game, you can say, "Oh, it was if it was officiated pretty evenly." And if you watch that game, there was no way that game was evenly officiated at all. If you
Mm.
look at it, like right now, if you look at it, it says that they were 20 or 23. They took 23 free throws, and we took 21. You know what I mean? We only took 2 more. They only took 2 more than we did. So, okay, you can look at it and say, yeah, they pretty much called that game even. But if you're watching that game, there was no way that
Yeah,
game
it
was
didn't
called
feel
even.
even at all.
Yeah, it didn't feel even at all. And then
You,
that's the problem that
you're
we've
gonna go
always
down a whole rabbit hole if you start saying stuff like that. They're gonna start banning. You already know
listen.
it's gonna go down to.
I don't even care. I don't even care at this point. They could think whatever they want. Cause
Like,
and that's
how they figure it out? That's what they're gonna be asking.
But it's weird. Like I said, Jelani and I we have this conversation every game, and we're watching it, and we're looking at the fouls, and we're like, I guarantee by the end of the game it's gonna be evenly called, and and they do it every single game, like clockwork. But if you're watching the game while it's happening, you're seeing this Phoenix Suns at the line all first half. They get in the rhythm. Anytime that they're not in rhythm, it was frustrating. And like I said, I'm not the one to like to blame the refs for a loss. because the guys got to play well. But if you look at the way the guys are playing, it's not like we played bad.
You're not playing bad.
You know what I mean?
Because
So
even when like OG, you know, I already know he has the Target bag. That's probably is going back to the Walmart bag because he's been, you know, leave my boy alone. But when he be dribbling, sometimes like, yeah, he be losing the ball, but dudes be swiping at him. You know, your hand part of the ball, but your arm isn't.
yeah.
But if he go down the court and not even him, but if Jalen go down the court and do the same thing, they call him foul Jalen.
Right.
Forget about Cat. If Cat even look at, well, he don't even look on defense. But if Cat even does anything on offense or defense, they calling it.
Yeah. And that's
But Cat, he does it. Cat,
He does it
he
sometimes.
fouls everybody.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, but I'm just saying
he
though.
hates defense. But what bothers me the most about Cat when it comes to fouls is that he relies on it. It's like part of his game. Like if he doesn't get a foul to bail him out of the nonsense that he's doing, like it totally pulls him out of the game. He needs to hear that whistle or else he doesn't play well. When he's getting the whistle, then he plays well. But when he's not getting that whistle, it's disgusting to watch.
it's really annoying, especially because when you see him start to flail and start to complain, and I'm just like, dog, like what are you doing? You're way too big to be acting like. First of all, I don't know if it's the system or if it's just Cat, but he needs to get the ball more in the mid post area. Clear everybody out, go to the other side, get him the mid post at the wing, and just let him go to work. If somebody comes to help, he's a good enough passer to pass the ball to someone who's open. We've seen him do this time and time again.
Yeah.
So, you know, I would rather see him do that instead of the dribble drives from the 3-point line. Because what it does is it allows one more guy to see him driving from the 3-point line, step up and make him make a tough shot. You know what I mean? And now he's starting to take these 1 foot off balance layups at 7 feet tall. He's gonna hurt himself. You know what I mean? Like I don't want.
But at the same time, he is getting contact, and if that was a player like
Absolutely.
Shea, they calling it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about the calls. I'm just talking about where just for him to get a more efficient
Shot.
opportunity to get.
Oh yeah, but when he's driving to the basket, it's hella contact.
No,
so yeah, he's
I'm not
slamming
disagreeing.
Yeah,
I'm
when
not
he slams
disagreeing.
to the floor, that's a foul though. You got to call.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying he needs to stop getting all his buckets, even if he is getting the call every time. He's 7 foot. He doesn't need to be driving from the 3-point line. That's not a good strategy.
No,
it's not a good strategy for you to be 7 foot and putting the ball on the floor to get to the basket from the 3-point line every single time.
Yeah,
you're gonna run through this guy like it's pause. You know what I mean? It's not really gonna be good for him. So
if he was smart, he could play like you know, I don't want to compare him to Jokic, but if he was a smart individual, he can emulate his game off of Jokic, and it'll be so efficient for him because it'll save his energy on defense, and he'll be more efficient on offense.
People don't talk about how bad Jokic is on defense though. Like,
well, I'm just saying though. But if he was to emulate his game, he would, one, save his health, and then two, he'll be more efficient. So it would take the baggage off of Cat. You're not playing defense because okay, you preserving yourself. So at least you're a big body. You're getting down there. You're not on the floor taking 10 minutes to get up, and everyone then ran back, and then now you showing up like.
The problem with him is it takes him. They run their offense through Jokic in Denver, so it's a lot easier for them to do that. When you have Brunson on the floor most of the time, like Brunson's going to be the one setting up the offense, not a Cat. You know what I mean? So you really have those situations where he's not on the floor and it's just Cat with his lineup, where you see Cat being able to be a little bit more productive, but he's not able to do it in the big moments because usually in the big moments the ball's in Jalen's hands. And I'm not gonna argue that the ball should be in Cat's hands in those situations. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna argue that because Jalen was the clutch player of the year last year. You know what I'm saying? That's what he does. You want the ball in his hands in that situation. And I think that's what makes Jokic who he is in high pressure situations, he's the one that has to figure it out. And I can say that, you know, Jamal Murray has a lot to do with that, but Jamal Murray is not always there. He's always hurt. There's always something like, you know, he's in and out of the lineup. But we can move on from the Phoenix game and land on the Portland game, which we did play pretty well, and Josh Hart returned. Had 18 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 3 rebounds, which was odd. I think that might have been legs, him just getting back into shape, a little bit of rust for him to only have 3 rebounds.
Yeah.
But
Nah, not really, because I don't know how to pronounce the old boy name over in Portland, but he a rebounding machine, and he actually knows, like, he kind of took a little page out of Kevin Love's book on how to, like, box out and everything in the perimeter. I mean,
Donovan Clingan.
Yeah, Clingan. There you go.
Yeah.
He's a rebounding machine. So and
He
like you said,
only had 8 rebounds that game. He only had 8. Cat had 11. Mitch had 11. I think that's really what I think that game. Cat and Mitch pretty much like held it down on the boards for us, and Josh. I think it was a mixture of them holding us down on the boards, and that being Josh's first game back from an ankle injury as well. So he's probably scared to be mixing it up in the paint, trying to grab rebounds and possibly land it on somebody's foot or something like that. So I could see why he probably had a little bit of a off game from the rebounding standpoint, but everything else, I feel like that had to be what it is because everything else looked good. Everything about Josh's game, he was 3 for 5 from the 3-point line, which is something that he's been doing well this year, and he continues to do. But y'all, I don't want to go too much into the stats. Talk to me about how y'all felt and what y'all saw during the Portland game. Start with you, Rick.
Portland. Portland, they're a pretty decent team. I mean, as far as what we were seeing, but I knew the game was completely over when Advia went out. Did I say it right? Advia?
Yeah, Advia.
Yeah, Advia. When he went out, and I was just all right. It's just a wrap now because they were keeping it close. It was pretty decently close, and then when he went out, I was like, all right, I could breathe a sigh of relief because it's over now. But we got to start racking up these wins again. We dropped too many, and these are teams that we have to come out and beat. But they weren't as bad as I thought they were gonna be. They were actually pretty decent.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned Avdia, and that dude is good.
He's good.
I gotta
he turned up. Didn't he come from Washington?
Yeah, he was traded. He was traded from Washington.
He turned up since he left Washington. He turned all the way up.
That kid, he gets coast to coast. He can handle the ball. He can finish at the basket. He can shoot. He pretty much does everything that you need him to do as a wing.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, if he didn't go out, I'd been questioning how well we would have been doing that game because he had us on our toes all game long. Every single time we made a run, they made a run, and it started with him getting to the free throw line. I think how many free throws did he have that game? I think he shot 10 free throws that game. He was 8 for 10 from the free throw line. 3 steals out on the fast breaks, and just making big plays. Abdi is a good player. Hopefully, he comes back from whatever that was. He was making an all-star run. I think his first all-star appearance this year. I like what he's doing. So hopefully, health-wise, he gets back to himself. But yeah, man, that kid, he had us on our toes all game long. But go ahead, Toon, talk to me about what you saw that game.
I mean, I pretty much said all I said. I mean, I like, obviously we won. We should have beaten that team by a larger margin that we did. And like you said, and like Rick said, with Avia going out, that's what really gave us more of that separation. But it's like outside of Avia and Sharp, they don't really have much. I mean, Clingan, I mean, he's not really a scoring machine. He's more so like a rebound and putback type of dude. So it's like that type of team you should be like, that's a walk. You know what I'm saying? That's a cakewalk. But you struggling with them, and it's like, Josh Hart just got back, but it's like if Josh Hart can come back and turn up and have 18, why isn't OG, Macau, and even Deuce, off the bench, because who's coming off the bench to guard him? Not saying that these dudes in the NBA, so I don't want to just say like they just some amateurs, like some JV team, but it's like, bro, come on now.
Yeah, it's frustrating to watch a lot of those times. Shout out to OG for the Portland game because he did come through with 24 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Like he's been playing a lot better recently. I think the key to us getting victories is when OG is taking shots and making them. When he defers, shout out to Carbon in the chat. He was mentioning what OG what Melo said about OG. And basically he was saying that he's the best two-way player in the league. And to me, I kind of feel like I got to look at the list of the two-way players so I can really.
No, you don't have to look at no list. If Melo
I need to look at the list.
Right.
I need to look at the list.
No, you don't need to look at.
I gotta look at the list. You know why I can't say? You know why I can't say that with Melo?
And you don't respect my big bro Melo. If Melo said it, it's the stand.
You know why I can't say that? Because in that same conversation, Melo said "we," and then he had to change his tone and say "they," because I already know he's really a Nick at heart.
Yeah,
so he's gonna say Nick stuff. So that's why I gotta see the whole picture.
No, you don't need to see no picture.
Got to see the whole picture.
You think he's
biased? He got the picture.
No, listen. I believe when OG is playing at his best, he can challenge Jaylen Brown for being the best two-way player in the league. I think he's a way better defender than Jaylen Brown. Personally, I think he's a better defender. He's stronger. And way he gets into guys' pockets and just taking stuff, and he's out down the court. Of course. Jaylen is a lot further along on the offensive side, and we've had plenty of talks about that.
It's not even that. It's more so Jaylen is more quicker and agile and athletic than OG. Well,
it's not even about the athletics. It's about how good it looks. Like you can put the ball in Jaylen's hands, and you know I'm going. You can put the ball in Jaylen's hands, and you know that Jaylen's gonna make something happen. You put the ball in OG hands, and you tell everybody move out the way. It's like, all right, now,
yeah,
you got one chance.
But it's interesting though because I still don't look at OG like a shooter, but. When he spots up from the 3-point line and knocks him down, I'm just like, yo, this guy's a shooter. But every time I look at him, I don't look at him as
I don't see shooter. Right.
Exactly.
Every time I look at him, I'm like, OG, what you doing? Oh, okay, OG.
Yeah, exactly. Every time I'm like, yo, yeah. How many points he got in the Portland game? He got 24 points.
24 points. And how many threes did he shoot that game?
4 for 7.
4 for 7 from the 3-point line. 57% from the 3. And that's what I mean. When you look at the Pistons game,
from the line. I mean,
if you look at the Pistons game, right? He had, let me look at it real quick. I think he took 4 shots. 4 shots. He was 1 for 4. Carl, 1 for 4. Like you are, you guys are supposed to be the second and third options, and you both took 4 shots. You only took 4. I don't care if you missed them shots. You only took 4 shots. How are you helping us by only taking 4 shots? Now, we can blame Jaylen because you look at the shot disparity. They took 4. Mitch took 3. Macau took 10. Miles took 9. And Jaylen took 21 shots. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the ball wasn't really moving that game.
No.
But at the end of the day, you need to assert yourself more. I say it all the time. If I'm a basketball player and I've played ball my whole life and I have never been close to an NBA player at all, I'm asking for the ball at some point. Like, you know what I'm saying? There has to be a point where I'm like, all right, we losing.
Yeah.
What's the point of us continuing to play like this? Let's try something else out. Like, we down by a certain amount of points. It shouldn't have gotten to 30 freaking points where we down. You know what I'm saying? And these guys only took 4 shots each. So it's the aggressiveness to be a part of what's going on is what concerns me. And you can easily point to Jalen and say, yo, Jalen's got to be a better point guard. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying that he's absent of responsibility, but if I'm a cat and I'm calling myself the best of all time at anything, because this is self-proclaimed. Let's be honest, this is self-proclaimed. Nobody else has been saying it until he says it himself, right? If you're self-proclaimed to be the best big shooter of all time, you need to be calling for that ball every single time that you feel like you can shoot. And to me, there should be way more opportunities on the court than 4 shots that you could have taken a shot other than Jalen's 21, right? So when I see these guys in a game like the Portland Trailblazer game, Josh takes 15 shots. OG takes 15 shots. Carl takes 13 shots. Mikal takes 15. Jalen takes 19. Miles takes 11. You got 6 guys who took more than 10 shots a game at that game, right? That shouldn't be a game-to-game thing. That should be consistent across the board. You know what I mean? There shouldn't be a game where I only took 4 shots or I only took 6 shots, but I'm the second and third option. You got to get these guys involved. When I play 2K with my guys, it's the same thing. We'll get to halftime, and it's either me, it's one of the 4 of us, or 5 of us, I should say. If we're below like 5 points, we say it out loud. All right, we got to get such and such involved. That's it. Because the game is psychological. It's not just about points and dribbling and putting the ball in the basket, taking jump shots. Like, it's a psychological thing. The same reason why when you play the Pistons, they believe that they could punk us into playing however we wanted them to play, because they psychologically got into our heads. Are they a better team than us, like talent-wise? No, they're absolutely not. Like, let's be honest, they're not. So when you got guys of this caliber, it should be a consistent thing. It should be a consistent thing, and that's just more of what I want to see. We're going into a January where who do we play next? We play the Kings and tomorrow, and then it's a back-to-back against the Warriors on Thursday, and then we're back at the Suns at home, at least this time, on Saturday. So you want to start to see them trend in the right direction. Then we play the Mavs, the Nets. So it's kind of frustrating, and we better beat the Nets because that's the game I'm being in the Garden to see next week.
Oh, nice.
So that has to be a win. If we lose in the Garden to the Nets,
you better run down the court and slap somebody.
I'm slapping. I might slap a Nets fan if I see one in there. So y'all
better be. I heard they've been winning recently. I haven't checked the standings, but I heard they've been on a streak or something.
Listen, man. They better not. They better not do it. They better not. Shout out to the chat. Steven say he got to get out of here. Dope session. Got to tune in more. Appreciate you, Steve, for tuning in, man. Come through next time. We be here for you. So yeah, man. I don't know. Long story short, we have to get back into this groove and continue. So let's now we're not talking about the games anymore. I kind of want to bring up a few little topics. We did talk about Josh, of course, but that's something that was a big difference this game. You saw how he was up and down the court getting guys involved. I think he had 6 assists or 7 assists. I think he had 6 assists that game. Just being who he is, and now that he's back, rotations will change and all of that. But how do you guys think about what do you guys think about what Josh is going to be able to bring to this team consistently? And do you think we can go back on a run with Josh being back here? Toon, let me know what you got.
Oh yeah, most definitely. He brings the energy. He brings the fire that we need. He's that extra voice. Well, he's the first voice, I feel like, that puts the battery in everyone else's back, like Mikal, to speak up and say something. And I feel like he also gives a lot of energy and a lot of willingness to Mitchell coming off the bench, because when Josh plays, Mitch rebounds go out the window because he's actually having that spacing and that just straight spacing that he needs in the paint, because it's hard to just focus on Mitch and box him out when you got Josh over here. You know, that's how he's able to help us on the offensive side of the ball, getting us the ball at second chances. So that's one thing that Josh brings to the table, and then also the scoring ability that Josh can provide when he's providing it.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, the scoring part is good because you're starting to see him get more comfortable this year with taking those threes. I don't know if it's the offense that's doing it, but he looks a lot more comfortable when he gets the ball, like he's ready for it to take that shot and he's not letting it fly. Talk to me, cuz what you got for the Josh Hart? Like, is he gonna make a big difference, and you think he'll help us get to back to our winning ways?
Oh, definitely. Somebody approached me on Saturday and they leaned in. They were like, "Hey, what's going on with the Knicks?" I said, Josh is out.
Yep.
I said his energy, his effort, his grabbing the rebound and going coast to coast. Like, we don't have another guy like that. I expected Jordan Clarkson to be a little bit like that, but he's more like lives behind the 3-point line. He loves shooting them threes, but without Josh, it's a huge hole that we were missing. And
Yeah.
I was so glad to have him back. I'm telling you, every time we lost the game, I was looking at, when's he coming back? Like,
Yep.
how much longer he got? And I was watching this last game, and in Portland, and I saw that he was back, and I was just like, all right, we're gonna win this one. And it was a little dicey. But like I said, when their star went out, I was like, all right, we got this. We're good. Like, I took a sigh of relief. But Josh, he means a lot to this team.
Yeah.
It's like people always say, like, he does the intangibles, the things that don't show up on the stat sheet outside of rebounds. And he's just a force. His voice is very loud on the court. Like, when they have him mic'd up, everybody loves it because he's always he's enjoying the game as well as he's about his business. So
Right.
We need Josh Hart, and I feel like he is going to bring us back to our winning ways.
Yeah, I agree, man. He's a very important part to this team. I've said it plenty of times. He's my favorite Nick. Sometimes he does questionable things.
Yeah.
You like that? That's your favorite player?
It just felt really weird the way you said it, though.
I say he's my favorite player on this team. Sometimes he does questionable things. I don't know where in that you got whatever you got, but you can take it right back.
I thought somebody else was your favorite player.
Who?
I don't know. After he did what he did when he did it, I thought you was done with him.
I mean, listen. Josh being my favorite player has nothing to do with what he does with his hands off the court.
Oh,
that is his prerogative.
That falls under the questionable things category.
That's what I was talking about. He does questionable things.
He's having a good time out there, man. He's playing with his friends, like,
man, literally. He needs to keep his hands to himself. You know what I mean?
For sure.
He needs to keep his hands to himself.
Especially when all the cameras on.
Especially when the camera's on you, bro. Like, my goodness. Front row. Like, what's going on? Anyway, Josh, apparently, I read somewhere that he would have waited to come back if they weren't on the losing streak that they were on. If they were playing better, then he would have taken his time to come back, which I don't know if that's concerning or a good thing, because I'm wondering how bad was your ankle injured, and also are they handling these injuries with like baby gloves? You know what I mean? Are they really hurt that bad? Are they taking these opportunities when these guys are hurt to actually rest them so that they can make it to the playoffs without having so many minutes? And I feel like there's a little bit of both, especially when you talk about the goal of the front office was to get someone in here, a coach, who can ease up the minutes on this team so that they can be who they're supposed to be in the playoff time and during the playoffs, and they're not overwhelmed, and there are a lot of minutes on their legs. So I think he's doing that pretty well and making sure that guys or the team in general, because I don't think that's just on the coach. I think the training staff and everybody who's been doing what they're supposed to do in terms of making guys, keeping guys healthy. Mitch has been on a 16-minute restriction all year, pretty much. I think they're just trying to keep guys healthy. They're just trying to keep guys healthy. Now, what happened? Chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't see the chat.
Raul says, Josh is hands on. He needs to be hands off. You know what I'm saying? Hands on the basketball, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it there. That's pigskin is the only skin he needs to be touching. Or whatever leather it is, whatever. Just keep it that way. So transitioning from the Josh Hart being back thing, is Kolek gonna be the odd man out? Because if we're starting to look at it now, Josh being back, you have more minutes from Deuce, you have more minutes from Josh, of course, from him being there, and it's kind of pushed his minutes lower than they were before. Of course, during this time of him being Josh being out, I think the game Josh went out, I forgot who we were down to, and we came back and won that game, but I think it had a lot to do with Kolek on the floor. But you look at this game, and he is his first DNP in a long time, and as well as Kevin McCullough. Kevin McCullough, we kind of expected him to have a DNP, a little bit more DNPs once Josh came back. That's expected. But with the guard lineup we have, it's hard to get Kolek back in the game. You got McCall, you got Jalen, you got Miles, you got Jordan Clarkson to spread those minutes, and then you got to throw Tyler Kolek in there. Do you guys think it's a mistake for us to take him out of the lineup? Is there a way we should incorporate him still with this guard lineup? Is there any minutes we should take away from somebody else? Well, how do you think we should handle the Tyler Kolek situation, given what he's been showing us while guys were out? I'll start with you on this one, too.
No, I went last time. Rick got to go.
You went last. All right, Rick, go ahead.
Is he odd man out? Like I thought, because Shamet was out, that he was more. I mean, you're talking guards though.
Shamet's coming back. Shamet's a guard. He's coming back too.
Like Shamet, he playing point or he playing shooting guard now?
He's playing shoot. It's just a guard line.
Yeah.
That's why I mentioned Jordan Clarkson and everyone too.
Yeah,
so it's a lot of minutes for the guards.
Because when Shamet went down, I feel like that's when Kolek started getting more play time. So until he comes back, I didn't see it as being a big deal to be back in, because I've seen him run Kolek and McBride together, and have Brunson on the bench. So I was just like, all right, it just seems to be the way to go. I don't love it, but I seen it.
Right.
And I like Kolek in situations where it looks like he's where it looks like the situation's over his head. Like he just handles himself pretty well in situations. He passes the ball well, and he has a shot, but I haven't really seen a lot of it this season, because I know he can shoot threes, and that's what I fell in love with at first with him as a player, but I haven't seen a lot about it. But I think when Shamet comes back, then yeah, I think he'll be a little bit more of the odd man out. But until then, I didn't see it as a problem in him getting minutes. I did see, like you said, he did not play that last game. But I don't know.
Yeah. I guess you talking about the rotation that he has had, especially this last game. I think he only had an 8-man rotation for the most of that game. I think because it was such a close game and they couldn't play their bench for extended periods of time without the Portland Trailblazers going on a little bit of a run, it made it harder for him to play guys. So he played 9 guys that game, but DOR only really played 2 minutes. You know what I mean? So he really basically played a 8-man rotation. Pacome Dadier didn't play, who we know is on the trading block right now, what we're hearing. Ariel Hukporti didn't play, which he doesn't really play much when Cat and Mitch are in the lineup.
Yeah.
McCullough, of course, if Josh is there, that's pretty much gonna be the minutes that he gets. And then you got Tyler Kolek and Diawara, but I think Diawara played towards the end because they wanted to rest OG and McCall in certain situations. So you got a wing out there. But yeah, and what I'm starting to see is in tough games, maybe you might have a situation where Tyler might only get a few minutes because they're trying to win that game, so they don't have a lot of time to put him on the court for a long time. But if you're in a game where, you know, like the Clippers game, and I think how many minutes did he play during the Clippers game? I think he played, let me double check really quick. The Clippers game, he played 14 minutes. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I think that was a game we kind of had a handle on a little bit later into the game, so it allowed us to get him out of there. But also, Josh Hart wasn't there, so I guess that's where I was alluding to with that. But Toon, talk to me.
I mean, the way it's gonna look, I mean, obviously he's gonna be the odd man out, and it's gonna be hard to play him because his style of play, like we definitely need that because his court vision, his IQ, his attitude on the court is definitely needed for this team. I love it. But Shamit also brings that less of the attitude, unless Shamit's really like hot. Pause. Like he don't he does the same things that Kolek does, just at a like a quiet scale in a sense. But I definitely feel like we definitely should figure out a way to get Kolek playing time, but it's kind of hard when Kolek was what, 6'2"? Shamit is 6'5".
They're about the same. No, they're about the same height. I think Shamit.
Shamit's
like 6'4". He's like 6'4".
He's like 6'4". Yeah, 6'4", 6'5". Yeah, so it's gonna be kind of hard. Deuce is what, 6'2", 6'3". No, he's 6'1", 6'2". So him. So you know, we can't really play a small lineup. Then I mean, and obviously Jordan Clarkson's not gonna lose his minutes because, you know, we need a like a spark plug like him on coming off the bench. So it's kind of hard. I mean, I don't want to move away from Kolek. I want to keep him here because, you know, as we've seen, Shamit already got hurt. I don't want him to get hurt again, but we need him here just in case. But we do need to free up some minutes for players like him. Diawara needs some minutes. But we need a set rotation to actually have something that's going to be, you know, withstandable in this playoff run. Come playoff time.
I think you can play Shamit and Kolek together in certain situations, depending on the game and what's going on, the climate of the game, because they have two different styles. Like Kolek is more of a guard who's going to set everybody up and get everybody else involved. He looks for everyone else to get their shot before he gets his. And Shamit is a guy who's going to take advantage of every opportunity. He's going to look for his shot. He's going to create his own shot. And that's what we need. We need more guys like that. And I think during the run, I still remember that Miami Heat game. He had 36 points. That was like the highlight of my season so far because
went crazy.
You know, the guy, he went off. He went off, and they were all shots he could take on a normal basis. I don't expect him to score 36 points all the time. That's not what I'm expecting. I want him to take those same shots all the time, even if it brings you 8 points, if it brings you 12 points. I want you taking those same shots because that is the kind of intensity we need on offense to make the defense stand back a little bit. When we let the defense pressure us into into making moves with the ball and in certain situations, it takes away from the creativity. Now they get Jalen off the ball and then they make someone else make a shot. I do think also that they're going to treat Shamit like he's wrapped in bubble tape also, like they're gonna wrap him in bubble wrap, I mean, because he already went out last year from a shoulder injury. Somebody sets a firm screen on him, shoulder injury. I'm pretty much gonna let you heal up as long as you need to be healed up. And that's, you know, we talked about it with Josh being out for however long he was out. And you look at how long Shamit's been out, and now you got a question like, is he probably could play at this point, but they're just gonna keep him where he's at because there's no need to really have him back and playing that much if he's not going to be 100%. I do think they are worried about someone setting a tough screen on him. He's gonna have to read those screens a little bit better on the right side. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to keep your eyes open a little bit, my guy. Because I think that was an Orlando game. Who set that? Wendell Carter Jr. set the screen. It was the first quarter, and boom, showed out of place. So we need him in the playoffs. We did pretty well with him being out. I'm not saying we don't need him.
Yeah.
I'm saying that we can handle it, especially with the plethora of guards we have on this team. We can handle it without him being there and let him get closer to 100%. This way he can come back and give us, what he has been able to give us when he's healthy, because last year, we didn't have him pretty much for the whole season after he got hurt, and there was no one else really to give us much. I think we had Campaign, and that was pretty much like the only other guy we had off the bench who can really light a fire under himself and get things going. So we need that in the playoff time during the playoffs as much as possible. Hopefully he'll be good enough and be ready by then still and doesn't get another injury up until that point. So, and look, that's what Carbon is saying. I just love these lineup problems. Can't remember the last time we had such an issue. Exactly. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much where you want to be. You want to be in a place where you can sit there and say, these are good problems to have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to have a lot more good problems than bad problems. And we got a bunch of guys who are on the bench that we know can play. Sometimes they don't get the minutes, like Kolick, Kevin McCullough, Shamit. Sometimes there's going to be some rotations where you don't see guys. But I love the fact that we have those options, and that's something that I've been looking forward to for a while. So, gonna wrap it up. We've been talking about these Knicks for a good hour and change at this point. So, appreciate you for being here. If you're still in the chat, do me a favor, hit that like, that subscribe, hit that bell to notified so you're notified when we go live. Also, we're
treat that like button like a ref, punch you right in the face.
Oh yeah. All the zebras, as my man what's his name, Tari Eason, he was saying. He called. I think the Rockets played it might have been the Blazers or who it was, but he didn't want to get in trouble from the refs, so he just kept saying zebras. They kept asking him what they could have done wrong, and he was like, "Oh, zebras."
Zebras. And I got one last question though.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'm not as in tune to the news and the reports they put out, but why are we not developing Huck Porty a little bit more? Like, I feel like he has the energy, he has the will. He just needs some runs, All
right, here's my thing. I'm a big Huck Porty supporter. The more I see him, I think he has the energy. I think he has the physicality. I think he has the athleticism to give this team a lot. Even defensively, I think there was a game, I forgot what game we played. In the second half, he had a lot more rebounds and played a lot better defensively. I think the problem that he has to get over is the IQ part of the game.
That's what I was about to say. I just wanted to see if you say it.
Yeah, he makes really poor decisions at times, and it gets him pulled out of games. I think like I said, the energy is there, everything that you need in a player to continue giving the minutes and be that he has outside of making the right plays at the right times. And of course, him being out there more would lead to those opportunities for sure. But
to that point, as a bench player, you want to give it everything you got when you're out there, because you're not going to be out there for much longer. So like sometimes you get excited, you do things that Not the best decision, but you're just trying to make the best play possible because you're literally running out of time.
Well,
So
I mean, I guess more to what I was alluding to was like the misses that he has, not the shots, but like the misses in assignments. Like there was a play in one of those games where the guys had to go over to, I think it was Jalen. I forgot what game it was, but Jalen, something happened and Jalen ended up scoring, but he turned around as soon as he scored and was like, yo, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Because as what you're saying, when he's not on the floor a lot, there's a lot of assignments he's going to miss. But because he's that far along from making the right assignments at the right times, it's hard to put him in games where the stakes are higher because you don't want him to ruin that kind of run that you might have to win in that game. And I think that to me is the only issue that he has had. Like you said, you got to give him more time to run, but you see guys like Kolek and Kevin McCullough, Diawara, Kevin McCullough, when they get that opportunity, they're on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've been paying attention to what they've been doing in film sessions and things like that. So, but to his defense, from the start of the season, coach has always said that anyone who plays at the 4 or 5 spot is going to have a harder time adjusting to the system than everybody else because there's a lot more responsibility for you to do so there. So you're requiring him to be more, to use more of his IQ at that position because of what his, the role is for him to do. So it's going to be, it's going to be rough for him to get minutes, while especially minutes that will help his development, while Mitch and
Josh Hart is here.
Cat and Josh are healthy. So it's going to be rough for him to get minutes. And I think that's really all it is. I think to me, it's just too many people ahead of him that can offer a little bit more right now.
But I just feel like they should be developing him. Like, even if it's not getting runs in NBA games, like behind the scenes, like they should be like, okay, what do you do? Like, think fast, that type of thing. Because I feel like once somebody goes down, we're gonna need somebody.
Yeah.
And then it's not the time to be trying them out,
You know what it is though, Rick? I feel like it's like this. Like, I use myself as an example. Street ball, I'm a great street ball player. I hustle. I do everything, like everything you see, like Mitchell Robinson and Josh Hart do. That's what I do on the court, on a street ball level, right? And then what my problem was when I was younger, when I got into an organized, like an actual game where the refs are there and the players is here, I mean, and the fans is in the crowd, not fans, but just people watching the game, as solely watching the game. That pressure of like, damn, the lights is on me. I'll start doing dumb stuff like normally in the street game, I'll grab a rebound, put it up in somebody's face, pause, and then it won't, it'll be just that, and I'll keep it moving. But in the game where everyone's watching, the rest is there, I'll grab a rebound and I can have a layup right here. I'll hesitate, and then I'll just like, I had to like really get out of that mindset. It's a cloudy mindset. You think too much, and that's what Huck Porty does. Like just watching him, like for instance, like it was one game where him and Kolek went at it, where Kolek threw him the ball, he had a wide open dunk, and he like and threw it out, and it's like, what are you doing? You had the dunk right there, and he does that way too many times, and it's like, and then his attitude on getting corrective criticism isn't always the best. Just the few times that I've caught him, like just the facial expressions or his rebuttals or just his energy after the fact, it's like that's the reason why I feel like he be getting pulled a lot, and Diawara and the rest of them be getting in the game because they'll see assignments and click and react to it without like thinking twice. Even if they pass the ball off, but if they have a wide open shot, they're not passing that up.
Yeah, that's facts. And that's kind of, that was a good point in terms of, Kolek getting him the ball in that situation. And, Kolek was like, hey,
got to make those.
He got in his face. Kolek he didn't care. They actually fought all the way to the bench. They literally argued all the way to the bench. He said, dunk the fucking ball. He got in his face.
You're making us look bad.
Yeah, come on, bro. Like, we out here, like, these are the times you're supposed to be earning the opportunity. Like, I get it. You made the right play in any other situation, which is to get the ball out to somebody else. All you had to do was head fake and go up. That's literally all you
Not
had to
even
do.
that, bro.
But
You
because
almost 7 feet tall, jump and dunk the ball. The worst
Yeah.
that's going to happen
well,
is
no,
you're going to get hit.
like I said, and that's what I mean. Like, so if you look at that play, like someone was on the right side of him, but they weren't close enough to actually block him. He could have went up for a dunk.
Yeah.
He could have actually went up for a dunk at, like where he was and made it. But because he knew someone was there, he did the Ben Simmons. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Oh, you need to throw the ball out here." You know what I'm saying? And that the difference is you're a center, you're a big man. Worst case scenario, you'd have got fouled and went to the line.
Or
You know
got
what I'm
blocked.
saying?
And then if
You know?
you got blocked, then you would have got called soft, but you keep it moving.
Yeah,
I will agree. You know, IQ is probably a big part of it because he does come from organized basketball. He played overseas,
yeah.
and so when he came over, I was like, all right, this is going to be an asset. And but again, it goes back to the whole Jericho Sims things. You could be athletic, you could have the will, but like without the IQ, it doesn't really ball to be much of anything. So I'm rooting for him, man. I think he's got a good spirit. He's the right height to fill in for any of our big guys that go down injuries, or even if we got to rest them for a little while. But you know, without the IQ, it doesn't matter. And so I'll concede, but I'm rooting for him.
You want to hear something, Rick? Like my fault. I didn't mean to cut you off, Cat.
Good.
I feel like Coach's nephew plays way better than Huck Porty when he gets the opportunity to play.
Who?
Well, he's not really his nephew. I'm just joking when I say that. Jimerson, I feel like Jimerson, he plays better than Huck Porty when he gets the opportunity because he brings the energy. He hustles on defense. He hustles at the offensive rebound, and he's willing to put that ball back if it's at the rim. You know, he does that, and Huck Porty lacks that.
Jemison also has played more NBA basketball than Huck Porty. I think he was on the Lakers last year for a little bit, being in that locker room. So he has more opportunities to learn from guys than Huck has within the past year. I think he's only been here for a year and a half so far. So I mean, I think Huck will be good. I just don't think there's enough minutes right now for him to be good until, God forbid, somebody else gets hurt. You know what I mean? And you might need to play him a little bit more because that's really, let's be honest, the only time you're gonna see him. Unless there's a blowout, unless the guys are up by, especially with the lineup he's been running, having Cat at the starting position at the center and having Mitch as the backup center. At that point, when you going back and forth between Cat and Mitch, there's not many minutes for Huck Porty there. So unless you're running a lineup that you have Mitch and Cat in there at the same time, they're starting together, then you start to have those opportunities off the bench for Huck Porty. So, you know, I think also not only the IQ, it's also a lineup, I guess, just rotation clutter at that point, because this is the same thing we're talking about with Kolek and him not being able to get the opportunities with minutes that he did get because guys are now getting healthy. So it's pretty much the same situation. And we saw a lot of Huck Porty while Cat and Mitch were out, especially the games Cat where Mitch, Josh, and Cat were out, which was just horrendous to watch when there's no rebounding at all. That's just disgusting.
But honestly, it's not really that much clutter because if Huck Porty was to just do better, like if he was just to do what Kevin McCullough did when he came in the game, if he was to do just half of that, when he gets the opportunity to play again, he can play at the 3. I mean, at the 5 position, right? Cat could play at the 4, and then Josh can move up to the 3. Josh doesn't necessarily have to play the 4.
Well, that's the thing. More often than not, with the guys we have, we're gonna see a smaller rotation. You're not gonna run the double big rotation as much as we've seen it in the early stages of this season. You're gonna see a lot of smaller lineups with a big. So because of that, there's not as many minutes for Huck Porty, because if you're playing him primarily at the 5 and you're gonna play Mitch at the 5 as the backup 5, and then you're gonna start Cat, there's not a lot of minutes for Huck Porty. If you're gonna play, if you play a double big rotation and you got, like I said, if you got Mitch and Cat out there starting, you got to bring Huck off the bench, just even if it's 8 minutes that game, because there's gonna be some time where you got to have Cat and Mitch off the floor at the same time if they're starting. So that's when the minutes open up for Hukporti. But you know, it's like I said, it depends on the team, the rotation, and the style of play that they run. We've seen certain points of the season where OG is the 5. So like we are going to really take advantage of the small ball lineup as much as possible. So I think that also feeds into why certain guys just have minutes and just don't. You know, it's not just about how good they are. I just think sometimes there's just not enough minutes for guys to play. Like McCullough, I don't know when we're going to see him play again. You know what I'm saying? If you got all the guards healthy, I'm not sure when you're going to see him. We're just being honest. If we can play a younger guy, more often than not, it's going to be Diawara because of just the wing, like the wingspan that he can bring to this team. You know what I'm saying? So it's just going to be a little bit different. But you know, it's like I said, like Carbon Intellect said earlier, it's a good problem to have, and I like having these good problems. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's pretty much all we got. Thank y'all for tuning in to the God of Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with Toon, and I'm here with Rick, and we shall be back next week at some time, and we'll talk about how we're doing at that point, man. You guys got any last words?
You go first, Rick.
I was just gonna say, let's go next, man. Let's get some winning done, you know.
Let's get some winning done. Toon, you got anything else?
Don't raise my blood pressure. Let's just go out there and just play smart basketball.
Say I got enough problems already.
Yeah, man. Listen, like let's he already got dings on his finger and all of that. Like we don't need any extra stuff going on. If you're still here, if you're here on the replay, please do me a favor, head on over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button for us. We are approaching.
Treat it like a rap and just punch it real quick, and that's it.
Yeah, we are approaching 800 followers or subscribers. We're approaching 800 subscribers. When we started this year, I think we had just reached 500. So we're approaching 8, doing pretty good. I would like to see, a little bit more. Thank y'all for being here with us and giving us that viewership. And like I said, just pay us with a like, pay us with a subscribe. That's all we need. We're not asking you to do nothing else. I don't care if you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care if you watch. Just do me a favor. Go ahead that subscribe button for your boy.
I care. Please watch.
Go ahead that subscribe button for your boy now. You know what I'm talking about? No, but for real, man. For everybody that has subscribed, watched a lot of the watch hours that have been going up a little bit, I appreciate y'all for being there. And for the people who are normally in the chat, I really yo, as usual, the chat's always got something. Raul said I was here when Apollo had a ponytail. Oh man, I've known Raul since before I even had hair. Let's be honest with you, bro. Like it was just a Caesar back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to you, man. Always being a supporter. Shout out to Carbon Intellect, my guy Izzy. It's been I don't know, how long have I known Izzy? 7th grade, 8th grade. Like, you know what I'm saying? These guys are the same thing with Rob, man. These guys have been focal points in my life at certain points, man. So shout out to y'all. Steven Utter was here. Hopefully he'll come back next time and all of that. So appreciate y'all, man. I thank y'all for when he had great Achilles. All right, that's all right.
And don't forget the knees.
Until next time, you guys have a good one. Appreciate y'all for coming through and being here with us. And
hopefully we got some exciting news next time, you know, with them rumors going around.
Yeah, man. We got Yabusele and Pacome Dadier on the trade block. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how things play out. But like I always say, until next time, y'all have a good one. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Peace, man.
Peace.
And staking out the battlefield, see, before we go in. Pass the mic to a killer, he get the slaying. I'm Kakarot, all of my bros is Super Saiyan. We stacking blocks, protect the basket, you in the playing. We at the Mecca, hit the game winning shot like I'm Jalen. Manifesting energies, praying for my enemies. Taking vacays in the keys, working on our synergy. Changing up my wardrobe, never my identity. Smoke until I got a little buzz till infinity.